PLP! PLP!
Them members of parliament who nobody have seen in their constituencies in the last 4 years are coming around now. They want to have grill and chill. They want to have basketball tournament. As if these things can make up for the 4 years of their arrogance, their neglect, and their high-handedness. For 4 years you couldn't find them anywhere, but now they seem to be everywhere. And I want to say to you PLPs that over the coming days, the AFDM and their co-conspirators in the media will throw out all sorts of distractions to try and take your minds off their absolute and their dismal failure in managing the economy, in fighting crime, and in making sure that Bahamians are not marginalized, overlooked, and dispossessed in their own country. They believe that Bahamians have short memories. They believe that come election day, you will forget the massive tax increases that they heaped upon you without warning and without consultation over the past 4 years. They believe that you will forget the huge increases in electricity rates, which causes you today to have to pay a higher light bill. They think you're going to forget that come election day.
We're going to lift up these young men and young women, make them the role models in their community that you know they could be. Give them a chance again. Don't negate them. Don't say before Bahamians need not apply. These are the first applications that we as a new government are going to see. PLP! PLP!
In Jubilee Gardens, Shane, Gibson and I extended the park in Jubilee Street, and we went further. We decided it was time that these parks have something new for the young people. And we went and we built a swimming pool in Jubilee Gardens. 4 years later, the man refused to finish the pool. I said 4 years later. The pool is still in the state that Shane and I left it. The guy got no shame whatsoever. And he goes on television about 2 weeks ago. They say that the people in Blue Hills support him by 85%. I don't know what world he live in. But it's not the world that we live in here tonight. Because he can get marshal, but he isn't coming. So they gave him this ambassadorship now to satisfy him, and they're going to send someone else. But my brothers and sisters, I don't want to prolong you all here tonight. I just want to say, never follow a leader until you know whom that leader is following himself. You see the situation at Batelco. You see the situation at Oika. When these foreigners came into this country, who has worked for the company that is going to buy BTC with no shame. You know, if I had it to do, you know, honest to God, I'd have put them on the stop list and run them out of this country tonight. I said tonight, I would have escorted them to the airport, put them on the first flight, and tell them get the hell out of our country. They got no shame. You talk about conflict of interest. You talk about conflict. No shame whatsoever. But you know, you don't have to put them in as much longer, you know. Between now and November, the bell is going to sound. And each and every one of you here tonight, and those that can hear my voice, please go out and register. You can make no change in this country if you haven't registered to vote. And on election day, go out and cast your ballot. Please, not for my sake. Not for my sake. For our children's sake. For the future of a better Bahamas. You must do the right thing.
I don't understand why they continue to get upset. If they could be in government for almost 4 years and still blaming the PLP, why can't we highlight their inefficiencies while they're still in office? That's how it goes. should hang their head in shame for the way they're treating the residents of Grand Bahama. Redundancies left, right, and center. I'm trying to figure out how is it that a member of parliament in Grand Bahama can be so off in his analysis and his projections of what's happening in Grand Bahama. I mean, just last week, the Minister of State for Finance, the member for Marco City, was at a business outlook in Grand Bahama where he said he wants people to stop talking negative about Grand Bahama because he sees where the economy is turning around. Could you believe that? And then less than 3 days later, big announcement that they try to keep a big secret. The same way they try to keep that memorandum of understanding with BTC a secret, they try to keep that a secret as to the person's being laid off and made redundant in Grand Bahama. And we had that, you know, they like to talk. They like to talk when everything is going on. But like I told them in your parliament here, like I told them when they were talking about that mid-year budget, not a bitch, no bother said nothing about the people being laid off in Grand Bahama. They all sat down and mum was the word, not one of them. And now they're profiling all over the place, talking about they're now creating jobs and giving jobs to those laid off workers. But where were they when all the other hundreds and thousands of workers in Grand Bahama were looking for jobs?
Keep your eye on him. Keep your eye on him. Keep your eye on him. Keep your eye on him.
Can you imagine the number of homes that were lost, the number of vehicles that were repossessed, the number of kids that couldn't go back to school, the number of kids that couldn't go back to university, the number of electricities that were off, the number of water services that were off, simply because the government of the Bahamas did absolutely nothing to help the people in Grand Bahama. All of a sudden now they're in the business of breaking up families. They want to send some family members to Bimini, they want to send some to Tuma, they want to send them all over the place. Why is it if the member for Marco City said the economy is turning around, why is he sending the people away from Grand Bahama? If he feels strong about what they're saying, then how do people say in Grand Bahama? But they really should hang their head shit. See, look here, I just imagine, you know the way they are on the other side. I sat down, you know, I imagine, I said, you know what? Knowing the member of parliament for Marco City, he would have said, Mr. Leader, talking to our Papa. He'd say, Papa, things in Grand Bahama bad. And Papa would look at him and say, boy, where you get off at? Things ain't bad. Till I said bad. Now sit down and shut up.